When you think of a race car, I'm sure most people probably think of a Ferrari. And frankly, with the recent announcement of Aston Martin joining the WEC and IMSA WeatherTech Championship, I think they're trying to change that. Aston Martin is coming for the top. They want everything, but it won't be easy because there is competition on all fronts. So it is now a race for dominance. Of all the racing teams that have stood out over the years, I'm sure Ferrari is first to come to mind. And while Ferrari is the OG team in terms of how long they've been around, currently no one else is doing it like Aston. And this week, Aston Martin has announced that they will be in the World Endurance Championship and competing in the 24 Hours of Le Mans, along with their entry into the IMSA WeatherTech GTP Class Championship. Now, obviously, Aston isn't always the best by the numbers, but they are a solid competitor. And in F1, it's mostly a one-man team, but in other series, they are no strangers to the podium. There might have been hints from stories earlier this week about Aston continuing to drive towards becoming the largest and most competitive company in the racing world. Just the other day, they were asking Valkyrie owners to actually drive their cars. Obviously, the Valkyrie is a spaceship designed by Adrian Newey, who is Red Bull's chief technical officer. And the Valkyrie will always have a large asking price, I'm sure, but in the minds of those at Aston, they need the cars to be seen on the road for their brand to grow. Think of the Ferraris, the F40s, the Enzos, or Countach, the poster cars of the world. That's what they want. And the move to compete in all sports car to GT racing series is a part of expansion. And with Ferrari having won this year's 24 Hours of Le Mans, the competition will not be easy. Among the mainstays of endurance racing, Cadillac has also entered the fray, as they too are trying to expand their racing empire, with the C8 Corvette winning their class at Le Mans, the supercar GTP LMDH Cadillac, that's a mouthful, in the lead of the Manufacturers' Championship that is still going on. And hyper-luxury EVs on the horizon like Aston, expansion is the name of the game. The FIA actually recently accepted Cadillac's bid to become a team on the Formula One grid. GM and Andretti aim to join Ford and Audi to be on the grid of the world's most prestigious racing series by 2026. However, the main issue so far is the fact that F1 and the rights owned by those who broadcast it have thus far prevented adding yet another team to the grid. Currently, speculation is the best way on the grid would be to buy a team such as Alpine, who have recently had a percentage sale of the company and team management change, or AlphaTauri. AlphaTauri is not technically for sale, but they have been evaluated to be upwards of $1 billion or more. GM might be able to write this check, but we'll have to wait and see as GM is struggling with other issues at the moment. The Corvette Z06, in fact, has been delayed, and all Corvette models have gone up in price by $2,000. Plus, on top of that, the Camaro's final production year of 2024 actually has been canceled. Union strikes and general economic issues might lead you to just not be surprised about this bad news. The world is heading into an unknown time, where only the Mustang remains and EVs are quickly taking over the market and the news. But at the same time, racing has gained a lot of interest in money. As for Aston Martin and the WEC World Endurance Championship, as they call it, let me know what you think about that. That is really exciting because there's more teams involved, and usually when there's more teams involved, that means cooler production cars, hopefully, theoretically, as long as they're actually doing well. And while GM has, on the home front, some issues now and some sad news about the Camaro ending earlier than it had planned to, I want to know your thoughts on this racing news, because what wins on Sunday sells on Monday. I don't know that applies anymore, to be honest. Either way, let me know in the comments below. Other than that, this last week was pretty quiet. So if you're a regular viewer of ECU, I'm sorry, but really this racing news with Aston Martin is probably the biggest all week. There are, however, a couple of other things that I found. So here are 3 quick, cool things that I've seen online. Doug DeMuro, he got a Countach. He actually said he was looking for a Ferrari F40, but the price on those kind of went way out of his range, which is understandable. Countach is cool anyways. Cybertruck also is in the news because it has cyber aesthetic software. So big surprise there. I don't know. Here's a picture. I guess that's cool. And like I was saying, because the Camaro is dead by the end of this year, I have to show you the Garage 56 edition. I think that's cool. They did an okay job at making it look like the actual car, so I will applaud them on that. But that's going to have to be a wrap on this week's automotive news. The Quest 3 is almost out, so turn the bell notification on so you don't miss that in VR racing. I upload every Monday, Thursday, live shows on Friday. I'll see you in the next one.